Ridiculous rules like
Hi, how much my next party?
Two. I'll bring two.
No, I'll sit here.
When you broke all the plates, yeah.
Right now we're doing the safari. We're getting on right now. Whew, it's hot.
After out there, there's no seats, walking, no standing. You best do seat your iron down. You're on the right Nowadays, all the words on the side does mean thank you. So around Acorn Day. So it's over your guide out there on the Crown Bay Wildlife Preserve. And before we get started, let's set your main seated the entire time. Keeping all hands, arms, feet, and legs inside of the truck. Now that does include any stops I make or any children lap sitting. Please do not hold them up or pass them around. As this is a real truck, I am driving it, and it does get pretty bumpy out there. So make sure you're holding on tight to all of the loose items you might have in hand, because we cannot stop for anything that falls out. And if you do find something fall out, just let us know about where you dropped it. We'll have someone come out here and get it. We just can't promise that it will come back to you in the condition you brought it in. Just make sure you're holding on tight. But it looks like we're getting the last all clear from the warden, so we're going to make our way into our first stop. This is the Little Laturi Forest. It is home to some animals who are very good at hiding. There's a lot of coverage here in the forest. They're going to use it to their advantage. As we head on in, keep our eyes out behind those trees and bushes. Oh, it looks like there's some animals over to the left-hand side. Now, the first animal you'll see is this copper-colored antelope. Oh, there's actually greater kudu all around. But that copper-colored antelope, that's the bongo. They are surrounded by 3 greater kudu here, one of the largest antelopes on the reserve. And there's also a saddle-billed stork over to the left. A very tall bird, 5 feet tall. And across the way, you'll see that okapi there. The okapi, it looks like it's wearing some zebra pants. So a lot of people think they are related to the zebra. They are actually going to be the closest known relative to the giraffe. That is because of their skull shape, as well as that prehensile tongue that they're going to use to grab their food with. That just means it's able to grab onto something, get a good grip on it so that their food doesn't fall out right as they're about to take a bite. And it looks like down to the bottom left, you'll see that other saddle-billed stork. This one down here, I believe it does have some dark brown eyes, so that's how we know that it's the male. The one we saw before at the kind of beginning of the forest, that's going to be the female. She's going to have more of a light yellow eye. It's a lot more noticeable. But I do see someone around the corner. You see a moving rock up ahead. So it looks like we're going to see a black rhino. A lot of the animals out here, they like to use camouflage as a mechanism of defense. That's especially true for this rhino here. They do blend into the rocks, cover themselves in a bunch of mud. So we can see from here, we're going to dip down and head back up the hill. You can see it a little bit better. It looks like it's moving down. But the black rhino, it's one of the 2 species of rhinos here. They're the smaller kind though. They're only going to get to about 3,000 pounds. Maybe we can see a little bit better as we go out. There we go. Now it is a lot more solitary than other kinds of rhinos. They do just like to kind of hang out by themselves. Don't really like to share their personal space with anyone. So you do only see them in groups of 1. But don't worry, they don't get lonely. That is just how they like it. Unfortunately, they are poached for those lovely horns. They are made of keratin, which is the same thing our fingernails are made out of. It does have little to no scientific or medicinal value. it's just something to keep an eye out for. We don't want to buy anything that promotes harming these animals. We want to do our part in keeping them safe. But turning the corner, we're gonna head on down to the Safi River. This is where you might find some animals who love to hang out near the water, either to keep cool or stay hydrated. Looks like the first animals we'll see are the pink-backed pelicans. So there's some up ahead. These here on the island, they're actually making a nest there. They're kind of protecting the nest. Pink-backed pelicans are what we call colonial nesters, when they're joined by a Nile hippopotamus over here.
It's Moto.
Oh my gosh, no, watch the water.
Now we should be able to see the rest of the bloat up ahead. They're kind of split into two groups here.
Right there.
These hippos, they do like to spend their time submerged in the water. Oh, one more up here just went under the water. But they're going to reach up to around 5,500 pounds. So when they're in the water, they will sink to the bottom. And to move around, it kind of looks like they're swimming, but they are actually walking along the floor. Now this one's walking over here. I think they're hanging out by their favorite waterfall. There's a couple of waterfalls around the corner where they like to kind of just submerge themselves in. Because these are a little hard to see. Let's see if they're still out here. Oh, there they go. You can see you can see the mouth of one of them.
I can't see them from the side I'm sitting on.
You guys are still able to see them a little bit closer though. There's an underwater viewing area of these hippos at the Gorilla Falls Trail. And that's going to let you see them while they are under the water. So you don't have to kind of...
Oh yeah, that's the thing you can do, Mom.
Down below us though, you're going to see some Nile crocodiles. There's some over to the left.
It's not on my side.
These crocodiles here
I'm on the wrong side.
16 feet in length. And with their tail to the tip of their mouth. Those crocodiles there, speaking of their mouths, they like to hang out with their mouths wide open while they're on the rocks. You and I, when we get overheated, we will start to sweat out that extra body heat. But since those crocodiles, they don't have any sweat glands, they just have to release it through their mouths like an air vent. Their jaws are incredibly strong though. A single bite, it can crush just about anything and everything. But turning the corner, I see a baobab tree up ahead. That means we're changing ecosystems. We're going to make our way down into the largest one here on the reserve, where you guys might recognize a lot more animals. And we're going to see a couple more of these trees throughout the savannah. They're very important to the animals here. They hold tons of water in their bark, so they're able to survive all year long. Very good reason it will get the nickname the Tree of Life. We're going to go ahead, we're going to make our way down into the grasslands first.
I did see it. Yeah. You don't see it. There's a beast.
Now it looks like most of our friends are hanging kind of over there on that side. We're going to get a little bit closer. Oh, it looks like the giraffe is walking towards us a little bit. We should be able to get a little bit closer to it as well. But the savannah is home to a lot of different animals, different sizes, different heights, different speeds as well. So they need a little bit more room to roam around. That's why you do see all of this open space out here. The animals make sure that they have that extra room by trimming the branches, knocking down trees, knocking down bushes. And it looks like there's a den over to the left. Now they're not hanging out in the den. We're going to move up right past these two rocks so you can see those painted dogs a little bit better.
Oh, the painted dogs?
They are the African painted dogs, but the shrubs over here are just a little bit shorter.
They're hiding over there, the painted dogs.
Now these painted dogs are very pack oriented. They'll do everything together. They're having a sleepover here. They're very pack oriented. Now they will also do their hunting together. Every single one of them. They're going to go out, they're going to hunt together as a team. That's why they are one of the most successful hunters in the world. And they are part of the canine family, but they are wild dogs, so they are not made to be pets. But hiding over here in the hill, well, there's one of them. I don't know where the other two are hiding. We're going to see some sable antelopes, or at least one of them there. The sable antelope is a very brave, very courageous animal. One of the very few antelopes who will always stand their ground and put up a fight. This one here, well, we'll see if it decides to turn its head a little bit. They do have these really cool horns on their head that lean backwards, so that if anyone tries to sneak up on them, all they have to do is tilt their head and poke them right off. But they're already very brave and courageous, so will always stand their ground. They're very territorial animals as well. It looks like you can see the giraffe. It looks like it's made its way over to the right-hand side. We're going to be able to see the rest of the tower up ahead, though. That is what we call a group of giraffes, a tower. These specific giraffes, though, they are the Maasai giraffe. They are a subspecies of their kind. A good way to identify any kind of subspecies of an animal is their physical characteristic. In this case, it's going to be those spots. And in the case of the zebras up here, it will be their stripes. These are the Hartman Mountain zebras. So we'll kind of stop over here to get a good look at them. The Hartman Mountain zebras, if you look at those stripes, you'll notice they don't go all the way around their body. So they do have that white belly. Now it's a little hard to see. They also have this pouch of skin over their neck. Can't see it too well, but it's called the dewlap. It's they are one of the only species of zebra, if not the only species of zebra, to have that dewlap. But over to the left, you'll see this Maasai giraffe just a little bit closer. You can see the spots a little bit better. They have more of a square spot, a little bit more of a jagged edge, so they kind of look like little puzzle pieces together. But if you head over to Animal Kingdom Lodge, you can find the reticulated giraffes. Their spots are a little bit rounder, a little bit closer together, so they have less of that light tan color on them. But the zebras are joined by wildebeest. They're also joined by some adorable little s'mores over there. Those are the springbok. Springbok are the smallest antelopes on the reserve, some of my personal favorite animals. They are absolutely adorable. But don't underestimate them. They can jump as high as 6 feet, out 13 feet, and also run about 55 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah.
So we found the rest of the tower hanging out over here.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
Why he mad chill, bro?
Oh, my goodness. That's cool.
Now, when they get really close to the road, we can't really stop right next to them because they might try and, I don't know, lick our trucks or stick their head in it. It's happened before. But if you look over at this one here on the left, you can see, oh, it was doing it. It's sticking its tongue out. It is a prehensile tongue, just like the okapi. It's grabbing the branches. But that's how they grab that extra food. They do eat a lot. A very fast metabolism, so they're going to spend about 20 hours of their day.
I think I have a fast metabolism.
It looks like we are joined by the Ankole cattle.
He's right here.
Stop here, let it pass through. It does have very big horns. The Ankole cattle, though, they're one of the only domesticated animals on the reserve. Also have those really large horns. They're not as heavy as they look, though. Heaviest they'll get to is about 10 pounds. All they have inside those horns is their veins, so it's just going to help them circulate blood throughout their body. It's going to help them keep cool. But we are now entering elephant country. We are looking for some of those larger animals around here. Oh, one of them just came out. We're going to try and see it over on the left-hand side. It's not an elephant, but it's a mandrill. Oh, where did it go? Did it just go inside? I think it just went back inside. Usually, they'll just walk back and forth from time to time. But if you guys have seen... Rafiki, he's a mandrill. But over to the right, you'll also see the elephant there, so it looks like nothing. Now that one's kind of off in the distance, probably getting ready to go off and head over to the other side. This is probably the best view we're going to get of it, because once we move up a little bit, some rocks are going to block us. But we are also going to head over to the other side of elephant country. We're going to see if we can find some larger herds. If we were elephants, though, we'd already know if we're going to see more. They are able to hear one another from around 6 miles away. Have incredibly good hearing. Oh, 2 of them over here. Now, they're a little bit larger, so it's safe to say it might be a bachelor herd. That's usually what it's going to be when it's only 2 or 3 elephants. They are made up of the male elephants around 13 to 15 years old. Males will actually leave their family herds to go off and start their own family. They're kind of old enough to go find their potential mate. But they will form those bachelor herds to help one another out. They're going to work as each other's wingman, basically, and we're just going to help each other out with the ladies. But females, they will always be in their family herds, taking care of one another, taking care of the younger ones as well. We're going to head on around this way. We're going to see if we can find some of the larger herds. Hopefully a family herd, if so, I'd be able to see one of the younger ones. Hopefully she's out. And we're passing through some red clay pits in the meantime. This red clay is very important to elephants. As you can see to the right, elephants will run their tusks through it. They will also eat the clay.
Look at that.
And they're also going to throw it all over their backs. Because elephants, they have very sensitive skin. They want to make sure it is nice and protected. If there is no red clay around, though, they're going to use whatever is around. If there's any dirt, any mud, maybe even some grass that's nearby. You can see this one over here. Now we're gonna see it a little bit better. We're gonna head over towards this opening. Hopefully it doesn't walk away too quickly. Probably meet it as it heads over to this side here. Looks like we've caught a little bit of traffic here. I think it's hopefully standing still in the same spot.
Traffic.
I'm not sure what's going on up ahead, but we're gonna try and, oh, there's some traffic up there, so. You can see this one back here, and then once you move up a little bit, there's this one. You can see it's covered in some mud here. Oh, and it's throwing dirt all over itself. So if there's no red clay around, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna throw that dirt or that mud. And luckily, they're caught in a little bit of a traffic jam, so I'll move up, make sure we can all see him.
Wow.
Now those elephant trunks have thousands of muscles in it, more than we have in our entire human
Is that a
body.
private group? Is that, Mom? It might be a private group.
So they're going to use it for just about anything and everything. Now you can also see those tusks coming out of its face. Those tusks are made of ivory, so unfortunately it is one of the main reasons that they are still poached today. So it's just something to keep an eye out for. We want to make sure we're not buying things that promote harming those animals, like the rhino horns that we talked about earlier. But ivory is found a lot in jewelry, as well as some other products. But I'm glad we got some company. I think there might be an animal up ahead. I haven't heard anything just yet. But you can see we are also surrounded by a couple more of those baobab trees. Elephants, for example, to get their water, they're going to poke holes into those trees. It's kind of a spongy material, so other animals might also peel off a little bit of the bark. They might also just use their horns to poke those holes.
Wow. There's something in the road.
So there's actually a giraffe up ahead in the water. And so we're going to have someone come here and try and get them out of the road. So I might be stuck here for about a minute. But luckily we do still have some company. Except they're on the move back there. I think they're gonna start. So males, sometimes they'll kind of play fight. We call it sparring. They'll just play with each other using their trunks, kind of tug.
rare to get stuff like this. Can you hold it? This thing can drink water. I just like that. Hold on. Like that.
Now, hopefully we don't get stuck behind the trap, but we should be able to see one more. There's this one over here. I don't know if it's the same one. I think there might actually be one more.
I know, I don't think it is. This is a lot of water. Wow.
It looks like we wanted to get some of the branches over here, but it's joined by the greater flamingos, the larger kinds of flamingos here. They will get their pink color from the brine shrimp that they eat. They're not as pink as other kinds of flamingos. There are some lesser flamingos that are a little bit smaller, but a little bit more pink. But when they are born completely gray. As they consume more and more shrimp, they're going to turn more and more pink.
Here's the giraffe, guys.
Inside tongue, just like the old papillons. Like I said, they spend about 20 hours of their day eating, so they need as much fruit as they can get. But we're going to head on over to this side of the savannah. We're going to see who is running around now. It looks like we have some ostrich here to greet us. Oh, and some rhinos. Looks like we have a second kind of rhino here as well.
Oh, wow.
These are the white rhinos. They are the larger kinds of rhinos, getting their name from the word bite, meaning wide. So it refers to their mouth. It's a little hard to see. They are grazers. So they have more of that square, wide mouth. And they're a lot more social with one another. That's why you do see them closer together. There's 3 here. Chances are we still might see a couple more. We'll see the rest of the crash somewhere around here. Open one more ostrich is coming to join the other 2. Largest birds in the world. They are flightless birds though, so they can't fly. But they're very good at running. They're going to run about 45 miles an hour, which is fast, but it's not as fast as the fastest land animal who's actually watching them from over here. You're going to see that cheetah there.
Where is he?
It's right
Oh, yeah.
the rocks. And then there's that one by the rocks, and then over here further to the left side, you'll see one more.
It's tiny.
Now they can run very fast and very good at it, but they're also very good at sleeping and resting.
Not very
like
big.
You see these doing over here, like you see your cats doing back home. Those cats love to hide off somewhere and go take a nap during the day. So just like these are doing. There's this one on the hill, but there's also one more in the bushes. You can see it's just sleeping away. It has no care in the world. This one's kind of curious. See what's going on. But we're going to see if we can find a different wildcat over here by this cool rock. These rocks are used by lions to get a better view of the savannah. So one at the very front, and one's actually right in front of this rock
Yeah,
here.
give it to Dad. That's fine. I got it.
Ears peeking out a little bit, right in between the rock and the tree. Maybe if I move up, we can see her. The kopi kind of dips down a little bit.
Yeah, I see him.
A little bit better. So they are going to be more active during the night
There he
when it
is.
is dark out. And they have kind of the complete opposite schedules of us. This is just about the middle of the night for them. So they're kind of taking a nice little rest. It's nice to see that the female line was awake a little bit. But they're going to spend about 16 to 20 hours of their day sleeping or resting. We're going to see if we can see the female from over here. She was hiding. The middle of the copy dips down a little bit, so it's a little hard to see them. I actually don't think we'll see her. I think she's kind of closer to the other side. Now this little turn here, it is a precaution. It's very temporary. It is the very first week of a new water buck out here. So we had to take some precautions, or animal programs had to take some precautions just to be safe with her so that she can get used to the area before meeting any of the other animals. We're going to keep an eye out for those other animals. Now there, I believe, was some movement over here. You can see it in between the bushes. There are some warthogs over here. So there's this one here. There's two more down at the very bottom, but this one's the easiest to see. See those tusks come out of their snouts? They do have two sets of tusks. They're used for digging. They are used for defense. While they are in their lovely homes that you see down there, they like to back into them so that the tusks are the first thing anyone grabs when they try and reach into them. But it's just their way of being protected while they're asleep. They are also very fast though. They're about 32 miles an hour. But they also blend right in. They're also very good at camouflaging, like the animals in the forest. So sometimes when they're sleeping here, they just look like hairy rocks. Sometimes just like rocks themselves. It's very hard to see them unless they twitch, because they sleep very still. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to make our way out of the savannah. We're going to head towards Magadi Glen. Now this is the closest to civilization that these animals are going to live by. It is home to the warden's post. Warden watches over the reserve to make sure everyone is nice and safe. And it is also the closest to civilization that these animals are going to live by. It's home to the Nigerian dwarf goats as well. You can see they are watching over the post.
Little goats. Yep.
Looks like everyone's finding some shelter here. Now these goats here, they're also what we call ruminants. That means they have four chambers in their stomachs. That's going to help them digest plants and weeds that other animals have trouble digesting. You'll see that in a lot of farm animals, especially cattle. It's going to just help them digest those plants and weeds. It's going to help them help the warden out with that lawn care. They get rid of the pesky weeds, they get rid of the tall grass, and they also provide the warden with milk to make dairy products. And in return, they're going to get that shelter, they're going to get all the free food they can eat, and it's a win-win situation. A good example of how animals and humans are able to coexist in an environment. They're going to benefit from one another. We benefit from a lot of the animals out here. Might not be directly from them, but it's still up to us to help them out as much as we can. Although we did get to see some cool animals out here on the reserve, out in the wild, they do face a lot of threats. And one of the big ones is habitat loss. Doing something as simple as recycling. Small things are going to go a long way to help them out. Now you guys are still able to see and learn about a bunch of other cool animals like the ones out here all across the park, especially next door at the Gorilla Falls Trail. That's where you can go see that hippo pool, more okapi, more animals. They have some meerkats hanging out with the grubby zebras out there. But that is just one of the walking trails here. There is also the Maharaja Jungle Trek over in Asia. So if you guys want to see more wildcats, they do have some Sumatran tigers out there. But it is about time to just part ways here. I'd like to thank you for your patience back there with all of those stops. And we do hope you come back and see us here again. Hopefully that hasn't scared you off. But if you don't see us later today, hopefully sometime in the near future. But that's why when we part ways, we don't like to say goodbye. Instead, we're going to leave it with Kwaharini. Kwaharini does mean to go well. So Kwaharini, everybody go well, go wild, go deep, explore in our beautiful park. It's been a pleasure knocking your ear off and showing you these animals. I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. If you're on the right, watch your doors, feet, legs, doors are slightly open. Wilderness Explorers, you were aboard the Simba one, so make sure to get your badges up the hill.
I know, me too. You can ask her. Normally they only say it in the beginning normally.
well.
Can I ask?
Just waiting for any.
How do you want to know not big?